The collection will try to cut off the head and leave the tail. If you enjoy watching, please support by liking, sharing and commenting. Indonesian horror film, Always Without Taboos. This 2019 release, Hellgirl, is based on a well-known local folklore, with uniquely regional thrilling visuals, plus a constantly high-energy plot. That gives the film a high horror score of 6.2, making it one of the classics in recent years. At the beginning of the story, the car driver stood straight at the toll booth window, asking the girl inside if she was from their village. "Are you Wanru?" "No, I'm Maya. Can't you read?" "That's your real name." The driver turned and left after hearing this. The toll collector, Maya, breathed a sigh of relief upon seeing this. Then she cautiously peeked out, only to find the driver pulling out a large machete from the trunk, charging towards the toll booth. This scene frightened Maya. She hurriedly pressed the intercom to notify the patrolling police. She immediately opened the door and ran out. Maya, both shocked and scared, couldn't understand at all why this stranger wanted to attack her. Before she could make sense of it, her foot suddenly slipped and she fell to the ground. The driver then pounced on her and plunged a knife into her. After the first strike went awry, the man immediately slapped her hard. He then pulled apart Maya's thigh, and struck again at the scar above. He then raised the large knife above his head. Just as the driver was about to deliver the final blow to Maya, the police finally arrived. They warned him to drop his weapon and surrender immediately. However, the driver showed no intention of stopping. He declared that he could only break the curse by killing her. Seeing the driver still wanting to strike, the police shot him dead on the spot. Such an exciting plot. I must share this with my girlfriend. Are you still watching movies alone? Why not try exploring? Log on and accurately locate single beauties in the same city. Easily meet new friends nearby. Enough talk, I'm off to find some cute girls. Ever since the attack incident happened, Maya decisively resigned from the toll booth. She opened a clothing store with her best friend, adding, "Life has been tough, but at least she doesn't have to worry about being hunted down." One day, Maya suddenly told her best friend that she found a photo among her aunt's belongings. It was a picture of her with her parents. Behind the three of them was a valuable mansion. However, what caught Maya's attention was that the back of the photo not only had the date and location of the shoot, but also the name Wanru. She suspected that her original name might have been Wanru. It's just that she had forgotten it. It turned out that Maya was raised by her aunt since childhood. "Now I can't even remember what my biological parents look like, let alone the names I used to have." In order to find out why the driver of the car wanted to kill her, Maya decided to return to her hometown to uncover the truth. However, before she could set off, the knife wound on her leg suddenly split open on its own. Then, surprisingly, she pulled out a note from inside. It was written in a language she couldn't understand. She had no choice but to take out her phone and take a picture of the contents. Adding, worried about her safety, decided to follow her back. But just as the two of them were on the bus, the elderly man behind Maya kept coughing non-stop. They thought the old man was allergic to their perfume. To their surprise, the old man said he was coughing to scare the ghosts in the bus, to prevent them from bothering the passengers. Learning that the old man had quite a bit of research into paranormal events, Maya immediately took out her phone. She showed the old man the writing on the note. This is a very ancient Javanese language. It is a spell that protects one from evil spirits. Maya didn't expect this to be an amulet. She couldn't comprehend who had stuffed it into her thigh. Just when Maya was puzzled, she caught a glimpse of the woods outside the window, where three little girls were standing. Maya thought she was just seeing things. However, in the next moment, those three little girls appeared again by the roadside. She hurriedly told Aiden about it, but Aiden thought it was a hallucination caused by her fatigue. After all, it was the middle of the night. How could children be here? Fortunately, during the next leg of their journey, those three little girls did not appear again. Maya pushed this matter to the back of her mind. The next morning, the two of them got off the bus. They hired another carriage to continue their journey. They also lied, claiming to be university students doing research. They kept asking the driver for information about their hometown. Unfortunately, the driver only knew that the local village chief was a famous shadow puppeteer. He was completely unaware of other circumstances. When the two were brought to the village chief's doorstep by the driver, they saw the village chief's limping mother, shakily walking out of the house. She told them that the village chief was not home. She said to come back tomorrow for matters. With no other choice, Maya took a ding to temporarily stay in the old house from the photo. Although this old house had been abandoned for many years, the furniture inside was still fully intact. Maya also found a stack of photos in the bedroom. They were all family photos. Yet, there was not a single image of her. After a ding saw these photos, he speculated that this old house might be Maya's home. If she could inherit it, she could sell it for a good price. From now on, there will be no worries about food and drink. Just as the two were dreaming about a future of wealth, Maya saw through the window that the villagers were holding a funeral. The two then followed the funeral procession to the cemetery. They discovered that almost all the tombstones here were for children. What was even stranger was that, after the village head returned that night, he went straight to a villager's house to help with the delivery. Subsequently, he drowned the newborn in a basin of water. The child's father stood by and didn't even try to stop him. The next day, Maya and Adding found the villagers were holding another funeral. They then realized that something was very strange here. They couldn't help but think about wanting to leave. But before leaving, Maya decided to find out if the old house was her home. So she went to find a female vendor who was selling in the village. She asked her if she knew anything about the old house, but before the vendor could respond, her mother spoke in a dialect, and said a bunch of things Maya couldn't understand. She said that a devil once lived there, and brought terrifying diseases. While Maya was completely puzzled by this, Adding, who had been staying in the old house, encountered 2 visitors. The 2 claimed to be villagers from here, and said that according to village rules, they shouldn't have come in without the owner's consent, and shouldn't have stayed here without permission. But when Adding asked about the owner's identity, the villagers said that the heir of the house had disappeared years ago, and all they knew was that it was a girl. Was this girl named Wanru? Yes, how did you know? Because I am Wanru. The villagers told Adding that all the inheritance documents were at the village chief's house, but he was about to go out of town to perform shadow play, and he might not be back for a few days. After learning this, Adding decided to continue impersonating Maya. After retrieving the inheritance documents, she left with Maya, but Adding never expected that her reckless actions would lead to her demise. Just as she followed the villagers to the village chief's house, Adding suddenly became acutely aware that the villagers seemed to be deliberately leading her down a secluded path. Moreover, there was no mobile signal here. She suddenly realized she had been tricked. She immediately turned around and ran deep into the woods. However, she tripped while running. This caused 2 villagers to chase after her. The 2 picked up the wood from the ground and beat Adding savagely. When the unconscious Adding woke up, she found herself suspended upside down in midair. The villagers had placed an iron bucket beneath her head. Looking at the various knives arranged beside her, Adding seemed to have guessed what they were planning to do. She was so frightened that she begged for mercy repeatedly, but the villagers remained unmoved. At that moment, the village chief's mother walked in. She started scolding the few of them harshly. Adding thought she was finally going to be saved. Little did she know that the next moment, the old lady actually picked up a knife directly. 2 women were about to give birth. If there was still time, their children might be saved. Then, the village chief's mother skinned Adding and removed her bones. She made her skin into shadow puppets. That night, the village chief used these puppets to perform a shadow play for the villagers. At this time, Maya, who was unaware that her best friend had already been killed, was still calling Adding constantly. Just then, a girl suddenly appeared in the old house. She told her that a woman in the village was giving birth and urged her to hurry and see. This startled Maya, because she had been in the village for so long. She had never seen the girl from before. However, driven by curiosity, she decided to put her friend's issues aside for the time being. She immediately headed to the mother's house. But just as she arrived outside the window, she saw a horrifying scene. A bloodied baby. Not a single piece of skin on its body. The village chief could only drown the child again in the water. The child's father angrily accused the village chief of being a fraud. As a result, he was immediately slapped several times. I've done everything in my power to help you and the people of this village. Ungrateful. After Maya saw this, she accidentally stepped on a floorboard and broke it. The noise immediately attracted the attention of the people inside. Maya realized the situation was dire and prepared to flee. But as she turned around, she saw the female vendor glaring at her coldly. Without a second thought, she hurriedly took Maya to her home. Faced with Maya's inquiry, the female vendor spoke without any concealment, revealing the whole story. It turns out this is a cursed village. All newborn babies have no skin, and the reason for all this is related to the old house where Maya lives. Over 20 years ago, the owner of the old house, Dong Wangsu, was the richest man in the village. Even the village chief's mother was a servant in his household. Not long after, Dong Wangsu married the most beautiful woman in the village, Shuexia. However, 3 years after their marriage, they still had not had any children. The couple remained melancholic because of this. It wasn't until 5 years later that Shuexia suddenly became pregnant, and she successfully gave birth to a baby. But strangely, no one had seen the child's appearance since her birth. Rumors gradually spread in the village, saying that Dong Wangsu's daughter was born without skin. Therefore, he has been unable to see anyone. Not long after, 3 girls from the village went missing simultaneously. However, Dong Wangsu's daughter, Wanru, appeared before everyone. Thus, the villagers unanimously believed that it must be Dong Wangsu who secretly practiced dark arts for his daughter, and killed the other 3 girls. Once the news spread, Dong Wangsu suddenly went mad and began massacring the villagers. Then, in full view of everyone, he chose to commit suicide. As for his daughter, she was secretly taken to another city to hide by a loyal servant. Even more strangely, from that point on, all newborn babies in the village were born without skin. If they were allowed to live, they would surely suffer far worse in the future. In desperation, the village chief could only heartlessly drown the newborns alive. Everyone agreed that Dong Wangsu's practice of dark arts had backfired on him, which ultimately cursed the village. Since everything started because of Wanru, then to break the curse, they must find Wanru. They need to make a shadow puppet from her skin and perform with it. Only then can normal newborns be born in the village. The reason the female vendor helps Maya so much is precisely because she has already guessed that Maya is the real Wanru. But she does not want to harm Maya. Once a curse is born, it cannot be eliminated. It will only transform into another type of curse. The kind female vendor never thought that killing Maya would lift the curse. So she planned to take her away from here. Meanwhile, the village chief's mother has realized she killed the wrong person. She immediately ordered everyone in the village to look for Maya's whereabouts. When the villagers found the female vendor's home, Maya had already hidden away in advance. However, she learned during their conversation the news that her best friend, Adding, had tragically died. This left her heartbroken. After a few people left, Maya ran outside the village under the arrangement of the female vendor. She was fortunate to flag down a passing car. She thought she could escape the village this way. Unexpectedly, a little girl appeared in the passenger seat out of nowhere. A girl who could peel her own skin. The driver was so scared that he crashed into a tree on the spot. Even Maya was thrown out of the car. At that moment, she saw the three mysterious girls again. Maya finally understood. They were the three little girls who were killed by her father. Maya thought the girls would come for her life. Unexpectedly, they only cast a spell to show Maya the truth of the matter. It was then that Maya learned that she was actually the daughter of the village chief. It turned out that Shu Sha had secret meetings with the village chief because she was unable to conceive for a long time. After the village chief's mother discovered their scandal, she was afraid that the matter would be exposed. She secretly took their hair to perform a ritual to make her son forget his feelings for Shuexia, and cursed the fetus to be born without skin. She thought Dong Wangsu would abandon the child, but she didn't expect that he would cruelly kill 3 innocent children to save his daughter. He heartlessly killed 3 innocent children. As a result, Maya survived, but she was always haunted by the ghosts of the 3 girls, crying endlessly. So Dong Wangsu wrote a talisman. He stuffed it into her leg. But what he didn't know was that his actions had already sparked public outrage. The village chief decided to personally take action to rid the village of this evil. He changed into Dong Wangsu's clothes. He brutally killed Dong Wangsu's entire family in front of everyone. This included his lover, Shuexia. Finally, he killed Dong Wangsu with a single blow, creating the illusion that he had gone mad, killed his family, and then committed suicide. The scene shifts. Maya is brought to the village chief's house by the girls. They point to a wardrobe nearby. They tell her that the shadow puppets made of skin are inside. As long as the puppets are buried with their bones, it can break the village's curse. When Maya regains her senses, she immediately takes the female vendor to the village chief's house. They search for the shadow puppets. Then they go to the place where the girls' bodies are buried. The two of them work together to dig up the girls' bones. Following their instructions, they bury the shadow puppets with the bones. The spirits of the 3 girls then dissipate. However, after doing all this, Maya does not choose to leave, because she knows a woman in the village is about to give birth tonight. She wants to see for herself if the curse has really been broken. But just then, the village chief's mother arrives here with the villagers, and hung Maya upside down outside. He ordered the village chief to kill her himself. Seeing this, Maya hurriedly explained that she had broken the curse. Seeing that no one believed her at all, in a moment of desperation, Maya revealed the truth to the village chief. She bluntly said that she was actually his and Shuexia's daughter, and it was Grandma's curse. That led to a series of events that followed. Upon hearing this, the village chief instantly fell into hesitation. The old lady saw this. She immediately drew a knife and held it to her own neck. She warned her son not to believe Maya's words. He must kill her immediately to lift the curse, to protect the villagers. In the end, the village chief decided to take action against Maya. Just then, unexpectedly, the female vendor rushed over, holding a newborn. It was a healthy baby. After seeing this outcome, the village chief finally understood that what Maya said was true. But he could not accept the calamity that had plagued the village for over 20 years. It turns out it was caused by this mother and son. The hopeless village chief decided to take his own life on the spot, seeing his son die tragically before him. This perverse old man also didn't hesitate to take out a knife and commit suicide. In the end, Maya was rescued by the villagers, but she ran wildly outside, and vowed never to return to this terrifying place. Alright, that's it for today's story. Subscribe to the channel to continue watching. See you next time.